Buona giornata and welcome to my channel. So today we are going to do some concealer and powder comparisons. I cannot say them for the life of me. I'm like Huda and Fenty. That's it. So we are going to compare the concealers, see what we think. Is one better than the other? You guys know I love, or if you're new to my channel, you don't know, but now you know. So I love the Huda Beauty setting powder as well as the Huda Beauty concealer. It was in my 2018 favorites. So I wanted to see if they were similar. And then I know that Fenty has had a lot of reviews here on YouTube. However, I feel like I didn't want to test it with the foundation. I feel like I look a little bit like Trump right now. For some reason, I look super orange in my camera, and I have no idea why. Side note. But anyways, everyone's been testing it out, but at the same time, I don't want to test it out on the Fenty foundation because I don't wear that one often. I only wear that in the summer when I'm going to be super oily. So I want to see how it goes on my everyday type foundation routine and which is more worth the splurge because they ain't cheap. So I'm going to stop rambling. Let's go ahead and get into this video. Don't forget to subscribe before we get started, and let's jump in. Okay, so I'm going to be real with you. I picked up a tiny little sample. I picked up the full powder, but to be honest, I have way too many concealers open right now. So I was like, you know what, let's try it out and see if I really like it shade-wise and everything else. Because like I said, I do have my Huda Beauty stuff, so I'm like, yeah. We are gonna go. We're gonna put this on with a beauty blender. Let's go this side with Fenty. So I'm not gonna put too much because I have no idea how it's gonna go. Put a little dot right there, but picked up a lot from this little tube. But that is my number one tip as far as buying expensive, like things that you just don't know if they're gonna really work out for you. It's like, it's 26 bucks. I could take it back if it doesn't work, but I decided why not just get a sample, like Sephora's down the street, you know? For some reason, I always swipe when I'm talking, so I'm trying not to do that. I'm focusing. I only have one job yet to do, you know, is get this concealer on my face. So, I like to put a little bit in my smile lines, and I'll put a touch of whatever's left over on my chin. But when I was there, they still had a full shade range, so I didn't think it sold out too fast. Hopefully it's still available. I know some people in Canada were saying a lot of the shades already sold out, but I'm sure it will come back. I mean, it's not a limited edition concealer, you know? Alright, so it's blending out like super nice and even. And this is actually the shade 190, which I know I'm in the 200s for foundation for sure, but I like a bright under eye. It's just my preference. I would rather do something brightening and use less than, I don't know. I just felt like the shades that people were trying out, like, I'm so happy in the PR she didn't send out like amazing, like the full thing to people, and she just sent out shades that she thought would work for them. And most of them said like, oh, I wish I would have gotten a lighter shade, not the corresponding shade, even though that's a great idea, especially when you have no idea what to do or what your preferences are. And some people don't like a super bright under eye. I'm just not one of them, you know? I'm going to zoom you guys in once we're done, but I think that's good. I might put a little dot more. All right, so we're going to get it right nice and close in. So I feel like that's where I want it to be a little bit better. But for the most part, it is creamy. It's blending out totally fine. I think the thing with, we get so excited here on YouTube. I consider myself one of you guys, not really like a YouTuber yet. I don't know why, but I still relate more to you guys than I do as a YouTuber, and I'm always like, but are they going to use this? Like, I feel like all the reviews were so positive, but especially with concealers, they'll review it and be like, oh my god, it's amazing, it's the best thing ever, and then you never see them use it on their channel again, and you're like, did you lie to me? You know? Okay. I like this. I'm glad I got shade 190 because I didn't have to use a ton and it still brightens. I still used a good amount. I like the shade. Alright, so now let's do Huda on this side. So the shade I have with Huda is Coconut Flakes. Fenty was 190. I love actually this like metal applicator. The only thing is like, what am I going to... I feel like you're supposed to like sit here forever and then too much product comes out. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of that part of it. But the actual concealer, it's good. And I only use this concealer when I'm like, I really need full coverage. The rest of the time, the other concealers that I use on a normal basis, I talked about those in my yearly favorites, but in case you missed that, I have the Cover FX one, which is open right now, which I consider like a medium. And then this is my full coverage one. And then I have the Tarte Shape Tape, which is like my most used, not Tarte Shape Tape, Too Faced, the big Too Faced one. You know what I'm talking about, like the Sculpt and Defining one that came out last year. And I love that one a lot for like everyday use. All right. I feel like I need to add one more dot here since I did that on this side. We be fair here on my channel. Okay, so this is just with the concealer on. Now let's put the baking powder because that will be the test of which one looks better. And we'll talk about the differences. Okay, so here are the setting powders. Obviously, hands down, like packaging wise, Fenty's is stunning. Like Huda's it's cute compared to her, but she's not a looker, you know? But doesn't really matter. I care about the product inside. I got the shade Butter, and I have the shade Banana Bread in Huda Beauty. I got Butter because I felt like everybody that tried out Banana felt like it wasn't as brightening as they wanted it to be, where it was just more of a setting powder. And I like yellow undertones for setting powders, obviously, because I love the Banana Bread shade. But you guys can kind of see they're the most similar, I felt like. And like even Alyssa Ashley? Yeah, I really like her channel, and she used Banana under her eyes, so I figured because she has a darker skin tone and she loved it for brightening, I should go a step up. So I was like, all right, we're gonna try Butter. So this is what she looks like. She has a little sifter on top, which is in the shape of Fenty Beauty, so that's really cute. And it's nice because it's just in the shape of the letters, so it doesn't like, it's not gonna fall out everywhere, you know? Whereas the Huda one is like a little net, but it's a lot that comes out, which is fine. It is what it is. I did want to smell them because everyone said that they both, like, everyone knows Huda Beauty's powders, they're very scented. Like this is, I don't love the smell of this. I've gotten really used to it. And to be honest, it goes away as soon as you put it on the face, so I don't mind fragrances as long as they go away. Like, YSL, no. But yeah, I can do Huda's because it goes away, whereas like, the Fenty is a lot less subtle. Like, it's a lot more subtle. I don't really smell it at all, so I'm fine as long as the scent travels after a little bit of time. It doesn't give me a headache. All right, let's go in with Fenty. Again, this is the Butter shade. So it has that slight yellow tint, but not too much of a yellow tint. It's kind of looking white on screen, but I promise it still has that yellow to it. I'm taking a different beauty sponge and putting under that eye. So the color wise, they're pretty much the same. So they are spotched together. This is Butter from Fenty, and then this one is the Huda Banana Bread. I keep saying banana, banana, banana. All right, so I'm gonna dust away the powder. This is the Fenty side again. And then that is the Huda side. Okay. I don't know. As far as the way they both feel, they both felt really nice. Like, neither one, as far as texture-wise goes, felt different. Let's see from here. I will say, I feel like I like the Fenty powder a lot. Like, I'm glad I got the shade Butter. I feel like it brightened a lot. And then Huda side, I mean, I already know I love this, so it's hard to like say anything bad about it. But I actually feel like this is more full coverage and more brightening. I mean, I still feel like this is full coverage. That little line is always going to be there. It's just my life. But what do you guys think? I will get even closer for you. So leave my nose out of this, you know. It's on your face, it's just there. But this is under the Dior Forever foundation, just so you guys have a reference. But I don't feel, now I'm like really getting in here. I feel like the same lines that are always there are still going to be there no matter what. I guess the true test is how long is this going to last. I know that this lasts a very good amount of time. I'm going to come check in with you guys in a few hours, and we'll do a final like check-in and then be done with this. But so far, which side do you guys feel like looks better? Because I feel like they both do what they're supposed to do. And I wouldn't say one's like a clear cut like winner. I think the setting powder for Fenty is probably more my preference, even though Huda ain't going nowhere.
2 hours later.
Okay, so I am back. I will say, like from afar, I still feel like this one is a little bit more full coverage than this one. But I think a lot of that has to do with the brightening powder, not necessarily concealer, because I didn't feel like the concealer was what made the difference. I think it is the powder. I feel like it wore well. This one wears well. It's only been a few hours, but I cannot be here all day, you know? But yeah, I mean, I feel like from afar, and like, unless you're like super close up, like when I'm here, you can kind of see that there's a little bit more coverage and like brightening right here than there is on this side. But at the same time, from back here, you can't really tell. So I think I'm still I'm still keeping the Fenty powder. I like the powder. I probably will wait for the concealer though, even though it is a good concealer. I just have too many full coverage concealers right now to where I'm like, I could wait a minute. I might buy it next week. But for the moment goes, I feel like there's still like, if you already have the Huda Beauty setting powder and the concealer, then you will probably be just fine. You know what I mean? It's not that big of a difference to where it's like gonna change your life. So as far as the powders go, I would say I would actually go for the Fenty if you didn't have either of these. Like, not necessarily because the finish is super different, but price wise you get more bang for your buck with the Fenty. And I love the way it looks. Like, of course, this is my only first time using it, but first impressions wise, you get 28 grams in here and you only get 20 grams in here. This was $32 and $34. So that's what I have to say about that. Save yourself some money. And like I said, the packaging was gorgeous. And she did a good job with that, which I feel like she always does. But yeah, I wouldn't say I prefer one over the other right now. I want to keep using them, but I do feel like it impressed me. I'm pretty happy about it. But yeah, let me know what your guys' thoughts are, which one you'll be picking up. Do you guys feel like you notice a difference between the sides, or do you feel like they're the same? Like, I don't know. I feel like this side is a little bit more brightening, but I still love this side. This is why I don't like to do these kinds of videos, because I can't make up my mind. But yeah, I'm going to continue to use the Fenty setting powder. I really like it. I still love my Huda. She's not going nowhere. I'm not kicking her to the curb because she's not as pretty. They're good. So let me know if you guys picked these products up, what shades you got. I felt a little bit like the shades were confusing. I like that I got 190, even though my foundation shade wouldn't be, my foundation was probably in the mid 200s. But yeah, it all depends on your preference. It was blendable. I don't feel like it was too drying or anything like that. It was very similar formula to the Huda Beauty one actually. So I hope this was useful for you guys. Let me know what you guys want to see next. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.